Good evening everybody and welcome along to European Racing Series Tier 2 on the PC. This is round 16 and we are at the Sochi Autodrome for the Russian Grand Prix. It's not really a fan favourite for league races and in real life, but for some Russian Grand Prix in the past, it's provided some very good racing. Hopefully we'll see the same tonight. It is quite a challenging circuit to drive, and for some people, they think it's a street circuit. I kind of see the point that it is kind of a street circuit, but there aren't any gravel traps if you go over the circuit. But it is a penalty central track, I must say. Quite a lot of people can invalidate their laps here, so that is something to watch out for as we go through this race. So, I'm Jess. I'll be one of your commentators as per usual. We've got 16 drivers tonight. And before we actually get started in going on a hot lap around this lovely circuit, we got one qualifying ban this evening, and that is in the form of Keyboard Manderson. I can't remember why he got a qualifying ban, but I think he retired on track or something like that. I can't remember, but he got a qualifying ban, so he's not allowed to set a lap in qualifying. So, without further ado then, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go through a hot lap with our lovely TX, who's one of the first people to go across the line. So, this is one of the longest runs into turn 1. As you can see, it is very long. It is a flat out kink turn 1, which is geared with the DRS open, and you're going to go into turn 2, where you'll be braking at almost 210 miles per hour, which is quite a lot, and you'll need to brake just almost about here to go down into, actually not here, but go down here to get down into 4th gear. I see someone moving out the way there. And then turn 4 is a 180 degree high speed left-hander, and then you've got turn 5 completed complex just here. You make sure you brake in a straight line, because otherwise you'll lock up quite a bit there. So there's the other right-hander of turn 6 for one of the first of many 90 degree corners coming up in Sochi. As he is going up into 6th gear now. He's using high ERS mode, so he's not going flat out at the moment. Then going through the next DRS straight, coming up here, turn 11. And then it's turn 12, and then turn 13, which is another left-handed kink. And then going to turn 14 with a heavy braking zone. You need to hug the inside curbing to make sure you get the best possible speed in there. And then it's turn 15, and you're approaching turn 16 and 17 before you get to head to the start-finish straight. Now, he's used quite a lot of ERS before he got to the start-finish line. So here we go. TX comes across the line, and he's going to set a 131.995, which is not that far off Bottas Gang's fastest time. And set. Always key. At the start of my commentating for Tier 2, I always tend to say sete, and it is set. So, I do apologise about that. So, we have no weather reports at the moment, I believe. It is, as you can tell, it is very dry in qualifying. Very, very dry, which I think the drivers will be relieved about. As Umbran comes across the line. He's one of the new drivers here tonight, as well as SLR Ocean Chief as well. So they are both in the McLarens. I don't think Lollas is racing in the league anymore. So those two are replacing them, and one of them might be reserved. I'm not entirely sure. But let's go through the standings then for ERS Tier 2. So here we go. Once I get it up on my screen, there we go. So Bottas Gang is leading the championship, 232 points, a 67 point gap ahead of Cryptic in the Red Bull on 165 points in 2nd place. 3rd place is TX606 in the Racing Point with 107 points. 4th place is Keyboard Manderson in the Haas with 87 points. 5th place is Zorro with 73 points, joint with Paval in the Red Bull. Then we got 7th place is Valu with 69 points. I need to move this out of the way so I can actually see. There we go. 8th place is Faz with 66 points. 9th place is Set with 64 points, along with Motocrosser in a Mercedes. They're both in a Mercedes, actually. 11th place is Mario with 57 points. 12th place is Hydrodan on 40 points. 13th place is Jose with 29 points. 14th place is Duxie B in the Williams with 10 points. Then we've got KC in the McLaren with 1 point. Lollas and General Pepe yet to score. I don't think General Pepe is here though. So it's great to see. And out of the ones who have won this season, Bottas Gang has won most races this season. He has won in China, Baku, Canada, Britain, Germany, Italy, and last time out in Singapore as well was where he won, which was a really good commanding victory actually, and it was a dry race, which I was quite surprised about because usually the races I was commentating on in the past around Singapore tend to be wet or racing, so I was quite shocked to be fair, but to be honest, it's set to be another dry one. So qualifying, I am not good in terms of predictions, but I know a few people would like to know what my predictions are for quali, so I'm going to go through it right now. So I think Bottas Gang is looking favourite for pole position at the moment. Bottas Gang is very good in quali pace. His average qualifying, if I have a look at the stats we've got here, it doesn't say what his average qualifying is, but according to stats, the average qualifying was very good for him. So I would say Bottas Gang will take pole. He has got a 13-1 or 14-1. Yeah, 13-1 gap battle in the qualifying battle between him and Valu, which is quite a lot, I got to say. So Valu only beat him once, which is interesting. So second place, I'm gonna put Cryptic in P2. I know he's second in the championship, but he likes his track. He averages a qualifying is 4th place, but he's the one who can really pick up the pace a bit, and he's hungry for it. It's not over for Cryptic yet in the championship. He knows it's still all to play for him, and I could just see the fire in his eyes. He wants to do well, so I predict he's going to be P2. And then I always go for a bold prediction for P3. Don't ask me why I go for bold predictions. I just do. So my prediction is for P3 has got to be, I think I'm torn between Pavel and Set. I'm going to go for Shaun in the dark and go for Pavel. I mean, Pavel's there when it matters. He keeps it clean most of the time. And I can see him do well in qualifying as well. As he set his best lap just now with a 132.042. He doesn't improve in position, but he does improve in lap time. So let us know in the chat. I would like to get the chat involved as much as possible. Let us know who you think is going to get pole position tonight. Now, there are a couple of DRS zones here in Russia. And there's one between the start finish of turn 1 and into the turn 2. And then from turn, just after turn 10 to turn 12. So that is where the DRS ranges is. I think I might have got it wrong, say it was turn 14, but it wasn't. So apologies about that, but I'm rubbish with my turn names, okay? To be honest, I should aim to do a little bit more research, but there we go. So, times are pretty close already. Let me just look at the gaps, actually. So, gaps between Valu and Pavel has set the exact same lap time, which I'm quite surprised about. I mean, that's pretty good, I must say. I think there was quite a few times where I think there was one time I commentated on a race, and there was someone that was on pole position that set exactly the same lap time. But yeah, but then it just goes away at the end of qualifying, and they just, and I think someone else has just improved on it. So yeah, someone's proved my theory wrong. God damn it. We got a lot of Venice, or how we say his name, fans in the chat. He's in the Haas at the moment, and I need to check his previous results actually, because I think he raced last week. I should remember really, but luckily I've got stats to prove it anyway. But he's currently sitting 13th at the moment. He's on his second outlap at the moment. I am quite shocked. A lot of people are on the softs right now. I thought a lot more people go on the mediums, but tire deck isn't too bad around here. Softs can last a bit longer than other tracks. So I would say I think soft to hards will be the most viable option around here. That's what I would do if I was racing around here. But some people could try soft to mediums and it could work well. But yeah, soft to hards or mediums to hards or something like that. So it does vary, really, to be honest. But it does depend on when you want to do your soft stint. But I'm guessing a lot of people would want to do their soft stints towards the start of the race. As Venice, he's going to come to start his lap time now. There's other people on their laps as well. That is Faz and TX, who's on his outlap. Valu's in the pits. And I'm actually going to go into the tier chat and ask for a weather report. Because usually I'm keen. Sometimes I like surprise, but maybe just the fact a lot of people are on the soft compounded tyres, maybe it might indicate that it's going to be raining. But I'm not entirely sure. Usually, I know in Monza we see a lot of people on the softs, but that's because obviously in Monza you go on the softs anyway. The softs are the faster tyre in quali. You have no other choice, otherwise you're going to be slower. But in Russia, I just thought more people will be setting more banker times on the mediums, but boy, I was wrong with that. So there we go. So there's just quite interesting things happening in the chat right now. So yeah, keep it clean, lads. Keep it clean. And quite a few people in the pits right now. TX is on his next lap. So is Mario. Now, Mario is a man that I kind of underestimated. I haven't talked that much about him. His season didn't get off to a great start, I must say. He started off the season in 11th place. Then he had a few did not start, and he did not finish in China and Baku. But he's been in the points in Monaco, Canada, Austria. He got a podium in Belgium. He got 6th place in Italy, and he got 7th place last time in Singapore. He DNF'd in Germany, Hungary, and no, he DNF'd in Britain, Germany, and Hungary. So sometimes he's been consistent, but the last bit, this bit of the season, he has been consistent. So if he can keep up these good point scoring, he could be on for a good result. So I wonder if he could be the man who can beat his best finish of a P3. I wonder. Maybe this could be the trap. And there was a last few lap safety car, I remember, in Belgium, which was what helped Mario quite a lot because he didn't have a really good start in the race. So I think this is one of those moments where there's tracks where if you don't gain as many penalties, it can really help you. You can gain quite a lot of positions because of that, and that's really good. And I know when I race around here, I tend to get quite a lot of penalties as well. It's just me. I usually cut quite a bit. Usually it's the first sector that I gain quite a lot of time penalties, or it's possibly the final corner. Now, if I go on board with Hydra, I'll explain what I mean by that. So you go towards the left-hand side here, and sometimes you can end up cutting this bit, especially when you're overtaking as well. As Hydra did invalidate. Luckily, it was Hydra that invalidated his outlap there. So, yeah, that was what it is as well. So 2 minutes left to go the session. It, as Ruggy likes to say, it is the calm before the storm. As all 15 drivers who are on set, well, they're gonna go on circuit. They are gonna hope to improve on their times. As TX is going to the pits. Oh, I'm a bit worried about TX that he's not going to get a competitive lap in time. as Micro is retired from the session, so unfortunately he can't improve on his lap time. And Faz, I swear, every time someone retires from the session, I think I get FPS drops or something, which is quite weird. But Faz is retired as well, so he can't improve, so he stays 14th. But the only person that can improve behind Faz is Ocean Chief. So you never know, Faz may be in danger that he could lose another position, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. Pavel's on his out lap, so it's Bottas Gang, Mario, Umbreon, Valu, Venice, Infra Hazard, who's also a newcomer to the league, and Motocrosser as well. So, can any of those guys snatch pole? Can Bottas Gang keep pole? We could sneak into the 129s. It is possible. I know Bottas Gang can do it. Bottas Gang is tipped favourite to possibly go into Tier 1 in F1 2020. But you never know. We'll have to wait and see. So, 1 minute to go then. Pavel is starting his final lap, so it's Cryptic as well. As Hydra's on his lap as well, I believe. No, he's not. I don't think... No, Pavel's not. He's not going to have time at all. And he's trying to get across the track quickly, but it's just... yeah, it's not going to work out, my friend. So, yeah, he is going to start no better than P4. So, Hydra has TX has invalidated as well. But I think in this league you are allowed to cut corners on your outlap, I think. But again, I will have to double check on that. But the stewards have said on the Discord, they have briefed the drivers before the race tonight. They are not allowed to use reset to track because apparently it causes so many issues and bugs and stuff like that. And it just causes crashes as well sometimes in incidents. So that is why it is banned. And if they abuse that and they still use reset to track, they do get some a warning and I think 10 penalties, either 5 seconds and 10 penalty points or 5 penalty points in 10 seconds. I'm not entirely sure. It might be the other way around, but I'm not sure. But anyway, Cryptic, he's invalidated, so he's not going to improve on his lap time. Set has also invalidated his lap time, so he's not going to improve either. Mario has binned it just before the DRS straight. A few corners before the DRS straight, actually. Valu is going to come across the line now. Set his competitive lap time, and he goes 6th. Not bad. Bottas Gang... he's purple in sector 2. Just look at it. He's going even quicker. He could be the first person to go into the 129s. We'll have to wait and see. But he doesn't need to go again. He could just go to the pits because everybody's either in the pits or can't improve or has invalidated. But Bottas Gang doesn't know that. He might know the set is still out. A 130.371. He was 4 tenths quicker than his previous best. Brilliant stuff from the Alpha driver. Another pole position from him as Sets cannot improve, sadly. No matter how hard he tries, as he dives it in to the pit lane now. So, your running order. I was close. I've got 2 people in the top 3 right. The only person I got in the right order was Bottas Gang. I predicted Cryptic P2, but he got P3. But anyway, Bottas Gang in first place. Set in P2 and Cryptic in P3. Do any of you guys get your predictions right? Let us know in the chat. I'll be checking the chat quite often at times when it gets quiet, so please do keep an eye on it as well. Also, there was quite a few followers actually, which I'll go through at the end. But anyway, I went for your top 3, but let's go through the rest of the results. So, EOS Pavel in 4th place, Umbreon in 5th, Valu in 6th place, Hydrodan in 7th, TX in 8th, Mario in 9th, and Venice in 10th. And they'll have to start on the tyres that they set their fastest lap on, which is all of them on the soft compounded tyres. Then we've got the ones who got free tyre choice, which is Motocrosser in 11th, Micro in 12th, Infra Hazard in 13th, Faz, the only one on the mediums, in 14th, Ocean Chief in 15th, and obviously Keyboard Madison with his qualifying ban in P16. So, you guys got your predictions for the race. Let us know what you think. Who you think is going to do well in the race, let me know. So, usually when I do my predictions, it just goes pear-shaped and they bottle it. And it's looking quite overcast at the moment, actually. So, it's going to be a little bit more intriguing, to say the least. We could see a dry to wet race, you never know. We do see dry tyres in their garages, so, yeah. I hardly ever seen wet races commentated on wet races around Russia. It's probably just me and probably just a dry curse or something like that. So we'll have to find out on that one. As all the drivers are going to be readying up and getting their set up. Obviously the top 10 will be on the softs. But what will the bottom half of the field do? We shall see. Will they opt for the mediums? Will they opt for the softs? Or will they opt for the hards? It's a track where it could go either way around it. And it's going to be a long wait to the formation lap, but here we go. So, the formation lap is quite good for me, as I can actually see what tyres everyone has opted for. There we go. So, I was expecting a more even spread, more than anything, but there wasn't. So, we've got Motocrosser on the mediums, Faz on the mediums, and Keyboard Madison on the mediums. Maybe it might play well in their favour, and everybody else on the softs. Now, the ones outside the top 10, I think the reason why they've opted to put on the softs is because the strong likelihood of a safety car is very likely around here. I mean, most races I've watched since the safety car patch came in around Russia, there has been some safety cars. So, maybe they timed that well. Maybe they may want to go on the medium compounded tyres for a bit and do 2 medium stints. We don't know. We could see some of them turn for 2 stop. This is one of those tracks where 2 stops can be possible, but it does depend. And the ones on the softs have probably played this very well in their favours, but you never know. So Bottas gang leads the field away. F1 Max is actually predicting Faz is going to win the race tonight. I can see your point there. Faz's best results usually come from when he finishes lower down in the field. So, you know, you could be actually playing good cards, but hopefully you haven't jinxed him. But I'm not going to put Faz in my top 3. So I'm going to say Bottas gang for the win. I'm going to say Cryptic second, Set third. I don't think Set is going to have the initial getaway than we would expect. So I think he's I think it's not going to work out for him, I don't think. But we shall see. As all the drivers are now going on to their grid slots. I don't think anyone got disqualified. Actually, no, there was a Ferrari and a Williams that got disqualified. Rip. But most people did not get disqualified, which is good news. So, 27 laps await our drivers. Who is going to do well tonight? We'll have to wait and see. So, the engines are revving here in Russia. The 5 red lights coming on. Bottas gang on your right. Set on the left. Who is going to get the initial getaway? Let's find out. And we are underway here in Sochi. And looks like it's a pretty decent start from Bottas gang. He's got a clear launch and also a great start from Cryptic as well. I told you that Set may drop down a bit, and he has to Cryptic in second already. And Valu is getting a good launch as well. Dive it in with Set as well. Let's see if everyone's made it clear through turn 1. Looks like everyone's made it clear through turn 1, but we might have a few accidents already, as we've got Ocean Chief and Infahazard may have been caught up in something. I don't think they got damaged though. Nope, they've got away cleanly as well. So well done to these drivers. I thought that they weren't going to make it away cleanly. I thought some of them were just going to have contact with the wall. But, you know, they did very well on that one. So well done to these guys. As Umbrelon has had a good start as well, up into 5th place. He's chasing Set down for 4th place as he is going as... Oh, look at that! Valu with a dive around the outside. He said, see you later. That's my 5th place. There we go. The dub there. Well done to him as well. Venice There's also another person that's gained. He's up into 8th, and we've got Damage and Motocrosser. I think he's had enough all to himself. Infa Hazard has dropped places from Ocean Chief. He got by without DRS actually, which is very, very good to see as well. So well done to him. Oh my goodness, Micro had a bit of an issue, and Micro used reset to track. And hopefully, I don't think Micro actually read the rules that you can't reset to track. So that will be some penalty point and seconds added to the end of his race time due to that. So that is unfortunate. He thought that I wasn't going to caught that, but I ended up doing count on that, and it is a virtual safety car for these drivers. So TX, I think, got caught up in the damage as well. So let's go on board with him. So as he has got soft, oh yeah, he's got damage to his front wing, and he's got 5-second stop go. I didn't see that 5-second stop go, or did he get hold or something? I'm not sure. Motocrosser goes ahead of him. It's a very long pit stop. He must have got very bad damage due to that. So here he goes. He's all the way down in last place. Now, he's opted for a different strategy compared to Motocrosser. Motocrosser is playing the long game. Motocrosser is going for the hard compounder tyres, whereas TX is going for the mediums. I do remember Motocrosser saying it, that if that situation was to arise, that he would go on the hards anyway. So again, I'm not that shocked about that statement. So lap 2 of 27, still some intense battles brewing between Umbreon and Valu. Valu doing a valiant effort to try and defend. I mean, he's attacking and defending for his life right now. He's one of the drivers to watch, I think, so far, which is great to see. They made contact just a little bit. I mean, I think one of them got a little bit too aggressive there, but luckily no harm done, no damage, and they can carry on as normal. So the DRS is enabled, so that for those of you that are new, they can use DRS with the drag rejection service system within 1 second of the car behind. So Valu is 1 second within the car behind, so he can use it. So here he goes, up into turn number 1, as Umbreon, oh, it might be just me, but Umbreon was lagging a little bit, so hopefully that didn't cost Valu time, but actually it has costed Valu time, which is not good, but it would have been worse if he got damaged. So thank goodness he didn't get damaged after that incident. So that is Valu down in 6th place with Umbreon in 6th. Meanwhile, Faz had a bit of a slide there, and Mario sensed that opportunity, and Mario is now up into 9th place. I see the clouds, I see some sort of sun, but I see some sort of thickening clouds as well. So, to be honest, I don't know what to believe in terms of the weather. I mean, you know, I may as well not. I did ask the Discord chat what the weather could be, but I forgot to check it. So, I may as well just surprise, but I can tell it's going to rain soon. I can tell it's getting overcast by the minute, but you never know, I might be wrong. I might be wrong, and I could jinx myself. So, Bottas Gang already pulling away a 1.2 second lead over Cryptic, which is absolutely insane. He can't win the championship yet, but maybe in a few races' time he can do it. So, he doesn't want to make too many mistakes because he wants to win the championship as early as he can. And it is drive for the race, I've been told. So there we go then, that is weather report, but you never know. Cody's can throw a spanner in the works, you know. We'll have to, you know. There was one point where it said, I was racing in Singapore a few weeks ago, where it was due to be heavy rain at the end of the race. Turned out it was dry at the end of the race. It was dry, wet, dry. And I was like, oh my goodness, Jeff got the weather, or maybe the weather forecasters got it wrong, I'm not entirely sure. But it was very, very weird. I retired after lap 5, but you know, but it just goes to show that weather reports aren't always accurate. But we'll see anyway. Now, Venice is got DRS now on Valu then. Seems to me he's managing his DRS quite well. He's been saving quite a lot, which could benefit him well here. So here he comes to the right-hand side, and he takes it. What a move. Let's see what Valu's DRS is. Valu's trying to defend for his life into the switchback. He's got less DRS on than him, but he's still got plenty. So he's giving it his all right now around Russia. As Venice goes to the left-hand side here. Valu almost doing a dummy in the pit lane. As they both come towards the final corner now. Let's see. I wonder if Venice has more straight line speed compared to Valu. I can tell. But there's some moments where Valu can gain, which could be here. He's getting a better exit here. But I think it might be too little too late. And he touches Venice. I don't think he was meant to do that. But I think sometimes you touch the back of people, you get more damage than the car that you touch, which is quite weird. Which is what I suffered when I did a race in Belgium. My first race in Belgium on F1 2019. I did see someone spin. It's a Williams. And it is in for hazard. And we got a VSC. Keyboard Madison has damaged his front wing. That's not good. That is not good for the Williams. I mean, he didn't want that to happen, but for some of these guys, they are going to hope that the virtual safety car stays out for long, especially potential people on the mediums. I'm a bit intrigued about this now. We'll have to wait and see. As we're on lap 5 now as Ocean Chief has dropped another position. He's not doing very well either. Micro has got past him. So, position changes. The biggest losers, TX dropped down 8 positions. Motocrosser has dropped down 4. Infra Hazard has dropped down 1. Mario has dropped down 1 as well. And Infra Hazard is back to where he was, and he's now back on his 13th. But there we go. So Mario's dropped down 1. Hydra's dropped down 1. So is Valu as well. And Set has dropped down 2. Biggest winners, Faz. He's dropped down 5. He's gained 5 places. Ocean Chief and Venice has gained 3. And everyone else has either stayed in their positions or has gained 1 position. So well done to them. Now, I've been asked to keep an eye on the race director at the end of the race. So if someone can remind me about the race director, that would be much appreciated. Because I forgot last week and I was an absolute pleb because of it. So I will try and remember this week about the race director. Because it helps the drivers massively. It helps the stewards as well decide penalties. So, I'm not too... Well, to be honest, the top 3 I predicted in qualifying are top 3 here. So, you know... And Set's in 4th. So, he's going to try and get the move into 3rd with Pavel. Now, these two I know about quite a lot. All Set very late on the brakes. That's cost him a lot of time. That means Umbrom was able to do a big send there. And that's him up into 4th place, so well done to him. So the McLaren has gained massively on Set. That is just absolutely brilliant. So well done to him, and he's getting even faster. Just look at the speed he's carrying. It's brilliant. So he's now 6/10 behind Pavel. So I never get his name right, and he knows this. So he to be honest, he doesn't mind how I call him or who I call him. You know, as long it's along the lines of it of beginning with P, then you know, he gets it right. But there we go. As DRS coming up soon, I don't think he's gonna deploy, and we're starting to see more penalties. Again, penalties can make or break someone's race. I mean, Like I said earlier, the less penalties you get, the more chance that you're going to gain more positions. As here comes Brown on another move on Pavel. But Pavel's saying no thank you. I mean, he knows where Umbreon was going to go. I mean, you know, I would probably look to the same. This time Umbreon responded to a little bit of a slide there though. I think he hit the wall just a little bit as well. Which is costing more time than gaining it really, which is a bit of a shame. So he's got a Y. Cassette is right on the chase right now. He can sense that Umbreon is struggling a little bit with his softs. So here he goes to the outside. And he doesn't make it stick. So he is forced to back off this move for now. And he could try pretty soon as well. Maybe at the end of the chicane, maybe. Perhaps he's going to try. No. And we got another yellow flag. That's set to 3. That's Mercedes. And that's Motocrosser, I think. Yes, it is. Oh, his left front wing is not looking the best. It's not looking healthy, I can tell you that. So luckily he's quite close to the pits anyway, so he can live to the pits. No, he's not. And he's retiring on track as well. That is another thing that the drivers have been told not to do. And he has. So this could cause a safety car, which can benefit some people and it could not benefit some people. To be honest, if I was like lower down, it could benefit me, but we'll see anyway. We've got another yellow flag. That's probably due to Motocrosser's retirement. So we're already down one driver already, which is a bit of a shame really. And there wasn't any VSCs or safety cars during that. I thought there would be, but probably due to the fact that there wasn't much debris, maybe. It's what to be honest, is what I'm led to believe, but I might be wrong. And I'm going to call this right now, and I know quite a few of you are going to have a go at me in the chat or in the YouTube comments if you're watching this back on YouTube. But I'm going to predict there's going to be probably at least one safety car. Maybe 2 safety cars. We don't know. It is all to play for here. As my phone has nearly just fallen off. That's not good. I was just resting my leg a little bit. There we go. Has Venice. Oh no! Venice had a bit of an off by the looks of things. As Hydrodan and Mayo's gained from that. I think it looks like he's got a bit of damage, but it's hard to tell what damage it is. It might be a bit of an end play, or it might be just a graphic saying, nah, it's not. So hopefully you can recover. And we'll have... And I was just checking if my mic was working, which it is, because I thought it got unplugged, but it's not. It's all good. Anyway, Cryptic is going into the pits right now for his first scheduled stop. I think it might be his only stop, actually. Oh, he's opted for the mediums. That's a gamble. Maybe these guys know something that we don't. I can't remember how long the mediums last around here, but some people have been saying that the mediums last quite a lot for a long time. So, you know, again, I might be proven wrong. Venice goes into the pits as well, but of course Venice is in the pits. But his pit crew weren't ready. So it's going to be a long pit stop. Nice to see Venice has got a bit of a Senna helmet going on there. I like it. It looks good. It looks brilliant. And I've just had confirmation from Hunter in the chat. Medium lasts very long on this track, yes. Okay. And you got a bit of a spasm then from Venice going out in the pit lane. Okay, that was weird. That was very weird. But there we go. As his teammate, Keyboard Madison, he's not having a good day either. So not a good day for the Haas team. As Set is going to try for a lunge into turn 12. As Pavel comes him on yet again. As Cryptic, I believe, has either pitted. Has he pitted? Yes, he has. So everyone from 8th place downwards has either pitted, either due to damage or due to a planned stop. Set and Pavel now are going to do exactly the same. So obviously, for Pavel's sake, his teammate actually pitted. So obviously he can't pit yet, but he can pit now. Whereas Set, he does have a choice. And I guess he wanted to do exactly the same to what Pavel was going to do to gain him more time perhaps. And he's going to get held up in the pit lane. Actually, no, he's not. So, here he goes. As, oh, okay. Pavel's ahead of him. So, Pavel, he thought that Pavel was going to get held up, but no. So, pretty much, Pavel, Set, Mario, Umbron, Hydra, and Valu, they've all made their scheduled pit stops. Everyone has made a scheduled pit stop, actually, because Bottas Gang and Cryptic have pitted already as well. I did not see that, so they may have pitted when I was not looking, I don't know. But Bottas Gang is on the mediums, and let me just check tyres actually. Cryptic is also on the medium compounded tyres. So the only ones on the hards are the ones that have damage, which is Faz, Keeble Madison, and Infahazard. And from what I've been reading in the chat, the hards do go to the end for definite. And Musical Rocket 73 says that it is an interesting race. Yes, it is, actually, in terms of strategy, more than anything. And that's what makes it so intriguing. As Mario now is 9/10 behind Set. Now, they're on similar tyre life, and both of them are trying to warm their tyres. So will they be too aggressive now? If they don't, their tyres are going to get cool and then get hot again. Because I know if you spin too much, your tyres can get extremely hot around Russia. I learnt the hard way when I was doing a 5-lap open lobby around here. I think I spun around this corner, had damage, had hot tyres, and it was just driving on ice really. It really was. It was not nice. And obviously I would have lost more time going into the pits. And it was only minor damage anyway that I got, so I just had to limp it home pretty much for the tyres that it was worth, and it was just absolutely painful. There we go, Mario getting the better exit here into turn 2. But again, Set knows where he's coming from. He's going on to the right, but maybe Mario will think the same thing. Maybe Mario will go the opposite way next time. But maybe Set will know Mario's move. So basically, Mario's got to think like Set now. Mario will have to think, what would Set think in this situation? Because then, if Mario says, right, do the opposite to him, then Set's going to be like, hang on, what do I do here, you know? I mean, so, that's the difficult thing about batting. For some tracks, obviously, you know the drivers very well. You race them on a weekly basis or even a daily basis if you're in multiple leagues. And you know what the driving style is for the other driver, you know their attackiness, you know the defensiveness as well, their defensive driving, so you will know. But for some of these guys, they won't know for a little bit. Obviously there's 2 or 3 new drivers in the lead tonight, and Micro doing very well in 8th place right now, so and obviously Umbron as well. Umbron being the best of the new drivers. I need to double check if they're full time, which I think they are, but obviously the standings will be updated every so often, probably in the next few days or so, so I might post it on Twitter. As Faz picked again. So did he get damage? I think he might have got damage in sets 2 again, you know. You never know. Or he might have got caught up in something. Yes, he has got caught up in something. So the hards that he was going to use has gone way out the window, which is a bit of a shame. There was a few people in chat that did predict Faz was going to do well tonight. And, well, at least you can't blame me for this situation, because I didn't say about Faz doing well. I said Faz may not do well tonight. I was trying to do a bit of a reverse psychology on Faz, but that just never worked out. So can I just say Faz is going to do well now? To be honest, I don't know what to believe, but there we go. So, Faz now on the softs, which is going to be hard in the last few laps, I can tell you that. The softs last about 10-11 laps around here. And obviously it's a 27-lap race, so obviously it's quite a long race, so the softs will be good, but it'll get to a point where Faz will soon start to lose his optimum pace, but we'll see anyway. But I swear to God, I mean, Mario, I think, must be getting involved in battles left, right and centre, so he's going to have a look again. I mean, is it like round 3 or 4 or something? I mean, Set can read Mario's mind. I mean, Set is doing exactly what I've been telling Mario to do, but the other way around, so that is great to see. Set is a person I know that can read people's minds. And, you know, I mean, and Set's got a 3-second time penalty, so even if he goes past Mario, if he stays ahead of Mario, then Mario's going to be ahead of him anyway, unless Mario has got some penalties lying about as well. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. As I think Micro Penis just gained another 3-second penalty as well, and I think Pabel's joined in the fight as well. I think Pabel has lost quite a chunk of time, perhaps. He's now low on the RS. He is losing grip on the tyres, I can tell, even though he's been on it for 3 laps. Looks like he doesn't like those mediums, or maybe he doesn't like the setup going on. I'm not entirely sure, but let me know your thoughts as Mario goes past Set. Didn't quite see what happened, as it was lagging a bit on my screen, so it was hard to tell, but looks like Set has picked some damage up, so Set has now been forced to go into the pit lane, sadly. So Set goes on the soft compounder tyres, and Faz has retired. I think, to be honest, I'm not really that surprised. Probably Faz has given up, and we have got a safety car. This is going to work well for Set, because if the safety car is in for 2 laps, the softs will last. The softs will last, and that can climb him up, because quite a few people will probably pit. So he's timed up. Maybe we've seen a strategic masterclass for Set. If I was on the mediums, especially TX has probably been given a lifeline right now. TX would jump at the opportunity to pit, but I don't think he has. Maybe the safety car's come a little bit too late for him, but I'm not entirely sure. But he still has time. He's got a comfortable gap to catch up, so he should be okay. But I don't know what the guys on the mediums will be doing. She's been on the mediums for quite a bit. The mediums can last till the end, as Inver Hazard has retired as well. Probably he retired from the pit lane as well, so that's a shame for him. Quite a few people retiring from the pit lane tonight. Maybe they're not liking Russia. Russia seems to be like my favourite street circuit, because, I don't know, it just seems a lot more fun to drive. As Pavel, he dives it into the pit. Bottas encrypts it too. Well, I'm not really that surprised. They're going to be on fresh stuff, for goodness sake. And they want to be on the faster tyres, so... And Mario stays out. Oh, I'm liking this mix of strategy. I really do. But Bottas gang is going to be ahead of Mario anyway. So, obviously, Bottas gang, obviously, he had a comfortable gap as well. Set, there was quite a few people that got a few drive-throughs. Let me just check who has got drive-throughs. Let me see. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. So, here we go. Who has got drive-throughs? quite a lot of exceeding track limits. Pavel has got a drive-through along with Seth. So those two will have to serve it after the safety car. They can't serve it during safety car conditions. Hopefully those guys will know that anyway. But again, I've got to speak about my own race here as well, because it was a mistake I made. It was around Belgium. I got a drive-through. I'm thinking, right, I can pit now. I can get my drive-through out of the way in the safety car. Turns out you can't. And I was like, God damn it. So I lost so much time. So, you know, lesson learned here, folks. Do not pit on the safety car if you have a drive-through, because then you'll have to pit again. Unless you got to change your compound. If you want to change your compound and tyre, then pit. But if you don't have to pit, if you don't want to pit, just don't pit. What? Wait a minute. Bottas gang has been disqualified for ignoring yellow flag. Okay. That is weird. That is very weird. So Bottas gang has been parked on the... Okay. That was not what I was expecting at all. Bottas gang is not the host, so I don't understand. That is something I think I'll probably have a look at the end of this race. But a person who I thought was going to win the race is disqualified. He's because obviously disqualification is worse than a DNF, so he's last place. He was leading. Oh my god, that is just crazy. Absolutely crazy. So now Mario's leading. Just next time, do not predict as when I always predict Bottas gang, it just goes tits up. Why did Bottas gang get disqualified? Well, apparently it said on the game that he ignored yellow flag in the safety car. But maybe the penalties are harsher in safety car conditions. But I don't know. I'm actually gonna... I think Bottas gang will be absolutely furious. So, Faz has asked what happens to Bottas gang. So, I'm going to find out as well. And on Bottas gang's game, the safety car disappeared. So we went faster. So it's a glitch with the game. Oh, that's not good, Bottas gang, mate. That shouldn't have happened. I mean, that was definitely not your fault, because... that's just weird. That is just weird. And he was in the pause. Bottas gang was in the pause menu, and the safety car was lagging around. Hopefully they fix this in the F1 2020 game, because it might be the connection. I'm not entirely sure, but hopefully that answers your question, Night Gloom, as well. So there we go. So the safety car is in this lap, as Mario is leading the way. Who would have thought it? But everybody else is on fresher, soft, compounded tyres. So they're going to have most to benefit out of anything. We have lost 4 drivers from this race already. So we're down to 12 drivers. So there's going to be more chance for people to get points more than anything. And if they don't get points, then it's going to cost them. So 10 laps under full safety car conditions. Who is going to triumph out of this? Let's get started, and we are underway. The restart has happened. Cryptic, I think, is going to get a better launch than Mario for sure because of the fresher tyres, which he is going to try to. He's going to try and get the outside from Mario, and he gets it away cleanly. Brilliant job. Next is Umbron then, but this time it wasn't. It's not going to be easy. You never know. Can this be our second upset of the night? If Umbron gets past Mario, we'll have to wait and see. Mario could be on for his best result here as well. So this could be good news for Mario if he keeps this up. As Hydra has got a 3-second time penalty due to multiple warnings. So I'm not going to check penalties. I'm just going to be surprised because I know around Russia you can get loads of penalties anyway, and obviously I am rubbish when it comes to maths, so you know that's why I'm going to try not to do it. As Hydra, obviously DRS is not enabled yet. A little bit of banging rules again as Umbreon gets down the inside. As Umbreon is now up into P3, Umbreon is doing very well as well. As there's a little bit of lag in there. I don't know what's happened there, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. I like it how Mario still has a... Is it me or Mario still has a spooky helmet as well? But we'll have to wait and see on that one. As Set goes into the pit as well. So has he got damage again? I think a lot of people getting damage in the safety car restart. So... there we go. So, Set is down in 11th place now. And he's going on old softs. Oh, nope, it's drive-through. It's drive-through, okay. It's serving his drive-through penalty. And I think Pavel has got to serve it, I think, at some point. Or he might have served it already. Because you've got to serve it within 3 laps. And Pavel can't serve his drive-through apparently, which is quite weird. So he did try to pit, but it didn't work. So that was why he had to pit. So that was, oh my goodness, that's probably the most weirdest thing ever. Probably the most weirdest race I've ever commentated on an ERS, to be honest. But we are seeing more battles then happening. Obviously, due to the fact there's a lot of people racing, you can't really deny it, as Valu has got a 3-second time penalty as Hydra, oh my goodness, Hydra's had a spin, and I think there was a Toro Rosso that got involved in it as well. Now I think this is a race where I've got to remember to get the race director, because the stewards are going to be so busy this race. So if Faz is watching this, please remind me, otherwise I'll forget. So, Mario has dropped down to 3rd place. Umbreon gets the move done. And he's up into 2nd place now. And I think Pavel has probably given up. Or is he still going? I'm not sure. Is he going to... Is the game going to serve his drive-through? We'll have to find out. Nope, he retires. Imagine if it does serve his drive-through. No, it doesn't. So it doesn't serve his drive-through. Or it might be in the glitch of the game, I'm not entirely sure. But, yeah, very, very weird. So let us know who are your driver of the days. Let us know in the chat, as we've got Slash that's just followed me. Hello, welcome. And also Joel that's followed me as well. And Musical Rocket 73 saying it's like lap 1 again. In a way it kind of is, as Micro Penis has retired. Where has he retired? Just before the DRS straight by the looks of things. And there's yellow flags been set to 1, 2 and 3. So everyone that's finishing will get a point. But who's going to get the extra point? We'll have to wait and see. So no matter what happens, they'll get at least 1 point, which I think it has a huge incentive for them to keep going. So for those of you that just joined us, as Keyboard Madison is now up into 7th place. So obviously Keyboard Madison served his qualifying ban today, and obviously he was the one that has avoided some of the carnage, and I think the safety car has helped him quite a bit. And apparently it happened in Singapore as well, where a few drive-thrus weren't served. So maybe it may be just due to the lobby or something like that, but I don't know. I have, to be honest, I've never experienced it in my life. When I had to serve a drive-thru on this game, I can serve it, no problem. So it may just be, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that one. It's not up to me to discuss this. It's up to the stewards to find out about this as well and see what they're going to do about it. About drive-thrus. Obviously, you can't get rid of drive-thrus on this game because, you know, people would start to exploit the fact that there's no drive-thrus and we'll have more corner cuts or just speed in the pit lane or exploit the safety car. But, yeah. So, Cryptic leads by 4 seconds, so he really controlled that safety car, that's for sure. But Mario still in 3rd place, so can he turn this around in 5 or 6 laps? I don't know, because Valu is looking very hungry for 3rd place right now. Valu is looking hungry to see if he could get his best result of the season. I mean, it's far from over for him as well. If you are liking the content, make sure you follow European Series on Twitter for more information. Next week, I believe, I need to remember, I think we're in Japan next week? Let me have a look at the calendar. Because I do not want to get the wrong impression. The calendar. Actually, no, I can actually look at my notes, couldn't I? It says it on my notes because obviously I've got the standings. As Valu is having trouble getting past Mario, even with DRS, so maybe his softs may be in the midst of struggling, but no, he's caught up to the back of him quite quickly as I said that, so he definitely proved me wrong. And yes, it is Japan, I was right, so it is Japan next week. It's good that I have a good memory there. As Venice has got a 3-second time penalty as well. I think everyone's got time penalties. It will be nice to have like a stripe or something like that on the driver, on the standings. It will be nice to have a stripe saying, or something like that, or to give us an inkling who's got penalties and who hasn't. Because then we don't have to keep checking race director all the time. That'll just be icing on top of the cake, really. As Valu gets past Mario quite easily. It wasn't a question of if, it was a question of when. So, and the when question was just answered right now, as Valu is now up into 3rd place. And a potential podium spot could be his. But maybe Mario could use him being on the mediums as an advantage, because he knows that the mediums do last longer than the softs. And the optimum pace is lost around 10 or 11 laps anyway. And yes, Micro, I am a girl, yes. Quite a few people do say I sound like a 12-year-old kid, but I'm not a 12-year-old kid. I'm not going to say, well, for those of you who didn't know, I'll give you a clue. My gamer tag says it right there. Yeah, my age. Just saying. As still DRS trains starting to form there as well. As TX, I think, has also been thrown a lifeline as well. Let's see who has gained. I think everyone has gained, to be honest. Yeah, everyone has gained except Hydra, who's dropped 2, and Set, who's dropped down 8. But considering Set was nearly last when he had to put earlier, it is a good recovery drive from Set, obviously. As Keyboard has gained 8 positions, Ocean Chief has gained 8, Venice has gained 4, TX has gained 3, Mario has gained 5, Valu and Umbron has gained 3, and Cryptic has gained 2. So well done to those 8 people that have gained quite a few places, quite significantly as well. I think Cryptic started from 3rd place as well. So again, it's been one of those races where the one who started on pole hasn't gone on to win the race. So, you know, Russia is one of those tracks where, you know, stuff like that does happen where we could see things happen like that. So have you ever been in a situation where you've had some issues and lots of penalties around Russia and it's affected your race, or you've been the one that's kept it clean and has avoided all the carnage and you're up there fighting for good points? Let us know. We've got 2 laps to go. Actually, no, 3 laps to go, actually, until the end of this race. And for those of you that are wondering, obviously we've got Japan next week, which is kind of like a wheelchair. I love Japan to race on this game. I mean, I find it hard once you get through turn 1, you've got to make sure that you apply your braking really well. But it's just, Japan just flows really well on the wheel. It's just brilliant. But again, I will talk a little bit more about that next week, as we've still got some battles to watch out for, which I'm not checking out, which I'm sorry, so I will check them out shortly. As I think TX is seeing the struggle from Mario and Valu, and he could sort of catch them. Because I've been discussing for the last few races about battling too much. Because if you battle too much, the likes of TX is going to catch up. And obviously Venice might catch up as well. But obviously Venice has a penalty as well. So, you know. But the more places he gains from this, then the less places he's going to lose out due to it. So hopefully he's going to see the others struggle and he's going to be like, hang on, I could benefit from this here. Which is what he's going to try and do here. As Venice is, I'm just seeing what his sector 1 is actually. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to find out. 5 temps, so he's not that far off his personal best, so fair play. And all this battling has allowed Umbreon to keep that 2nd place and Cryptid to just pull away by 5.3 seconds. It's just crazy. Crazy to think. And obviously Ocean Chief has just got a time penalty. That's not good. That is not good at all. We've almost had everything apart from rain. Luckily, most people kept it clean in turn 1, which was very good to see. Probably the cleanest start in Russia than I ever seen anyway, as Cryptic is about to start the final lap of this Russian Grand Prix. Believe me, if this race went on for a bit longer, I think it would have rained. Because you can tell by the way the clouds are getting thicker. But luckily, no rain to be seen today. Which I think if it did rain, it would have caused a little bit more chaos for the drivers. So this is something which has had it up for some drivers, it's down for some drivers. But strategy, I think, has played an important factor for some of these guys into getting good points. As TX gets another 3-second time penalty. Again, like I said earlier, I'm not going to check penalties. But at the end of the race, I will be looking at Race Director as well, just to give you a clear indication. Hopefully the drivers will let me check the Race Director and also the standings as well. So, as we have got Umbreon still doing well, but we've got Venice. He's on the back of these lot. He's sensing a chance. He could get it on the final lap here. He could get a potential photo finish as well. This could be absolutely huge. Mario's got DRS. Venice has got DRS. Mario's going full hot lap mode, but he's going to run out of DRS before he gets to the line maybe. So he's got to get the move done now. And he's also got to be saving it as well. But he doesn't. Mario loses out And I think Venice is running out of fuel as well, which is a bit of a shame. But Cryptic, he is driven very well. It was unfortunate that the boss gang got disqualification, but Cryptic comes across the line and he wins in Russia. And Umbron gets a very good result for McLaren. He gets his debut podium in the ERS. Well done to him. Value with his best result, but it's not his best result because he drops down to 6th. As Mario equals his best result due to penalties in 3rd. TX in 4th. Venice 5th. Value 6th. Ocean Chief 7th. 8 places gained from Ocean Chief, so well done to him. So what I'm going to do is, before I go through the results, I will go through the race director, just for the steward's benefit. So, scrap the podium, sorry about that. This is important. So, here we go, let's quickly go through your results. Cryptic, then Umbron, Mario, TX, then Venice, then Valu, then Ocean Chief, Keeble Madison, Hydrojan, and Set being your top 10 and your only finishers. And your non-finishers are Hydra, Set, Micro Penis, Pavel, Infra, Faz, Motocrosser, and Bottas Gang. And look at all those penalties. Oh, Keeble Madison and Cryptic the only one not to get penalties. But let's have a look at the race director. I've got to be quick because the timer is counting down. Oh my goodness. There we go. So, hopefully that has helped you a little bit. So, and then scrolling through your results again. But my driver of the day has got to be, I'm torn between Umbron and Mario. Forgetting driver of the day. I think it will have to be, I would say, Umbron. With the moves that he made early on in the race, it just looked great. And he got a good result on his debut race to ERS. Absolutely brilliant. And so well done to him. So he gets my driver of the day. Thank you guys so much for watching ERS European Racing Series. Make sure you join us next week for the Japanese Grand Prix in Suzuka. One of my favourite tracks on this game to commentate. I am very much looking forward to it. And I think the drivers will too. It is a fan favourite. We've got corners such as Boone Curve, Denver Curve, Dunlop Curve, and of course 130R and the Casio Triangle as well. So, Ivy just gave 95. Have a good evening, everybody, and we will see you next week. Same time, same place, 10 PM UK time. Good night.